Padma Awards 2024, International Day of Yoga 2023, Article 142 of Indian Constitution. What is windfall tax? Quad, Buddha Purnima, Central Bank Digital Currency, Prevention of Money Laundering Act, Heat Index. Recently, online nominations recommendations for Padma Awards 2024 have opened. The Padma Awards, namely Padma Vibhushan, Padma Bhushan, and Padma Shri, are amongst the highest civilian awards of the country. These awards were instituted in 1954 and they are announced every year on the occasion of Republic Day. The award seeks to recognize the work of distinction and is given for distinguished and exceptional achievements, service in all fields, disciplines such as art, literature, and education, sports, medicine, social work, etc. All persons without distinction of race, occupation, position, or sex are eligible for these awards. Government servants, including those working with PSU, except doctors and scientists, are not eligible for Padma Awards. Award is received a certificate, a medallion, and a small sized replica of the main medal is separately handed over to the recipient, but no monetary grant is attached to these awards. All nominations received for Padma Awards are placed before Padma Award Committee, which is constituted by Prime Minister every year. Padma Award Committees is headed by Cabinet Secretary and includes Home Secretary, Secretary to the President, and 4 to 6 eminent persons as members. The Prime Minister and the President of India finally review and approve the recommendation. The 50-day countdown to International Yoga Day has begun at Sri Bhavani Niketan College in Jaipur, Rajasthan, and Yoga Mahotsav is being celebrated to mark the occasion. The Ayush Ministry is organizing the event with active support and cooperation of the state government of Rajasthan, local authorities, and various institutions with an object to boost medical value travel through yoga. This year, the Ministry of Ayush is also exploring the possibility of organizing common yoga protocol demonstrations at important ports across globe covering all oceans and at all function health and wellness centers spread across the country and Ayush Gram in each state. Yoga is the basic foundation of Indian culture, which is the biggest medium of self development. More than 50 centuries ago, yoga's journey as an ancient Indian science of healing and exercise started somewhere in Indus, Saraswati civilization in northern India. The word yoga means to yoke or join. It means the union, the ultimate union between our consciousness and the higher consciousness, which some call God or divine. The word also refers to the union of body, mind, and spirit, which can achieve through various practices and postures. The Supreme Court recently held its extraordinary discretion under Article 142 of the Constitution, which can be used to do complete justice for couples trapped in bitter marriages by granting them divorce by mutual consent. It deals with Supreme Court's power to exercise its jurisdiction and pass an order for doing complete justice in any cause or matter pending before it. It provides the apex court with a special and extraordinary power and is meant to provide justice to litigants who have suffered traversed illegality or injustice in the course of legal proceedings. The Supreme Court, in the exercise of its jurisdiction, may pass such decree or make such order as is necessary for doing complete justice in any cause or matter pending before it, and any decree so passed or order so made shall be enforceable throughout the territory of India in such manner as may be prescribed by or under any law made by Parliament, and until provision in that belief is so made in such manner as the President may by order prescribe. Significant cases where Article 142 was invoked. Babri Masjid case. The article was used in Ram Janmabhoomi Babri Masjid land dispute case and was instrumental in the handover of the dispute land to a trust to be formed by the Union government. Bhopal gas tragedy. The Supreme Court invoked its plenary powers in the Union Carbide Waste Union government case and intervened to provide compensation to the victims of deadly Bhopal gas tragedy. India recently slashed the windfall tax on domestically produced crude oil to 4,100 per ton from 6,400 per ton. It is a higher tax levied by the government on specific industries when they experience unexpected and above average profits. When the government notices a sudden increase in an industry's revenue, they impose this tax. However, these revenues cannot be linked to anything the company actively pursued, such as its business strategy or expansion. Consequently, a windfall tax is imposed on an industry's profits when it experiences a sharp increase in revenue due to unrelated external events. Redistribution of unexpected gains when high prices benefit producers at the expense of consumers to fund social welfare schemes as an supplementary revenue stream for the government as a way for government to narrow countries' widened trade deficit. The first Labor Day was celebrated in India on May 1st, 1923 in Chennai. The first May Day celebrations were organized by Labour Kisan Party of Hindustan. The party leader, Comrade Singaravelar, arranged two meetings to celebrate this occasion. Motilal Nehru was born on 6th May 1861. He was an Indian lawyer, activist, and politician belonging to the Indian National Congress. He also served as Congress president twice. He was a patriarch of Nehru Gandhi family and the father of Jawaharlal Nehru, India's first Prime Minister. Indian Australian Diaspora Foundation is set to host a grand community reception in honor of Prime Minister Narendra Modi ahead of the Quad Leaders Summit slated to take place in Sydney in May 2023. The group of four democracies, India, Australia, US, and Japan, is known as the Quadrilateral Security Dialogue or Quad. The aim of this group is to ensure a free and open international order based on the rule of law in the Indo-Pacific. The group's primary objectives include maritime security, combating the COVID-19 crisis, especially vis-a-vis vaccine diplomacy, addressing the risk of climate change, creating an ecosystem for investment in the region, and boosting technological innovation. Following the Indian Ocean tsunami, India, Japan, Australia, and US created an informal alliance to collaborate on disaster relief efforts. Quad as a formal group was first mooted by Japanese Prime Minister Shinzo Abe in 2007. However, due to Chinese resistance and reluctance shown by India, it could not move ahead. Later during 2017 ASEAN summits, all four former members rejoined negotiations to revive the Quadrilateral Alliance. The Quad was upgraded to ministerial level in September 2019. In March 2021, the first ever summit of Quad leaders took place virtually. It was participated by the PMs and presidents of all member countries. The summit was hosted by US. Later in September 2021, the first in-person meeting of Quad leaders was hosted by the US. Buddha Purnima is being celebrated recently. It not only marks the day when Gautam Buddha was born, but also the day when he attained nirvana under the Mahabodhi tree at Bodh Gaya. Lord Buddha was born as Prince Siddhartha Gautama on full moon day in 563 BC at Lumpini in Nepal. In Hinduism, Buddha is considered as the ninth avatar of Lord Vishnu. His birth anniversary is also known as Vaisakhi Buddha Purnima or Vesak. This day is commemorated by Buddhists and Hindus all over the world and is a major festival in countries like India, Nepal, Bhutan, Burma, Thailand, Tibet, China, Korea, Cambodia, Singapore, Indonesia, Sri Lanka, etc. The Reserve Bank of India Deputy Governor recently said that central bank digital currency platforms could bring about a substantial change in the sphere of cross-border payments. CBDCs are a form of digital currency issued by a country's central bank. Examples of central banks include Reserve Bank of India, the US Federal Reserve System, the Bank of Japan. CBDCs are similar to stable coins, except that their value is fixed by central bank and equivalent to country's fiat currency. It provides businesses and consumers with privacy, transferability, convenience, accessibility, and financial security. It also decreases the cost of maintenance that a complex financial system requires. It reduces cross border transaction costs. It would also reduce the risk associated with using digital currencies or cryptocurrencies in their current form. CBDCs backed by a government and controlled by a central bank would give households, consumers, and businesses a secure means of exchanging digital currency. They are cryptocurrencies whose value is pegged or tied to that of another currency, commodity, or financial instrument. Stablecoins aim to provide an alternative to high volatility of the most popular cryptocurrencies, including Bitcoin. Unless cryptocurrencies like Bitcoin, stablecoins prices remain steady in accordance with whichever fiat currency backs them. For example, USDC stablecoin is backed by dollar denominated assets. Rabindranath Tagore, an Indian poet, writer, playwright, composer, philosopher, social reformer, and painter. India's national anthem Jana Gana Mana is adopted from the writings of the poet and the playwright of Rabindranath Tagore. The lines of India's national anthem are taken from Rabindranath Tagore's song Barodo Bhagyo Bidada. He was the first non-European as well as the first lyricist to win the Nobel Prize in Literature, poet, writer, playwright, composer, philosopher, social reformer, and painter in 1913. He was born on 7th May 1861 in Calcutta, Bengal Presidency, British India, now Kolkata. The central government has recently categorized practicing chartered accountants, company secretaries, and cost accountants as a reporting entity under the Prevention of Money Laundering Act. It is an act to prevent money laundering and to provide for the confiscation of property derived from or involved in money laundering. The act was formulated for the following: prevent money laundering, combat channelizing of money into illegal activities and economic crimes, provide for the confiscation of property derived from or involved or used in money laundering, provide for matters connected and incidental to the acts of money laundering. The Enforcement Directorate in the Department of Revenue, Ministry of Finance is responsible for investigating the offences of money laundering under PMLA. Financial Intelligence Unit, India, under the Department of Revenue, is the central national agency responsible for receiving, processing, analyzing, and disseminating information relating to suspect financial transactions. The actions involves seizure and freezing of property and records and attachment of property obtained with the proceeds of crime. Any person who commits the offense of money laundering shall be punishable with rigorous imprisonment for a minimum term of 3 years, and this may extend up to 7 years. India to launch its own heat index next year to quantify heat hazard, generate impact based heat wave alerts for specific locations. Heat index is a measure of how hot it feels when humidity is factioned in along with the air temperature, and the figures were calculated using data from Indian Meteorological Department. It is also known as apparent temperature. When the body gets too hot, it begins to sweat to cool itself off. If the perspiration is not able to evaporate, the body cannot regulate its temperature. Evaporation is a cooling process. When perspiration is evaporated off the body, it effectively reduces the body's temperature. When the atmospheric moisture content is high, the rate of evaporation from the body decreases. In other words, human body feels warmer in humid conditions. The opposite is true when the relative humidity decreases because of the rate of perspiration increases. The body actually feels cooler in arid condition. This is direct relationship between the air temperature and relative humidity and the heat index.